Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast.
If you don't make mistakes, you won't learn.
With your host, Cori Winfield.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm going into a place and there are going to be people like talking to walls, and there was some of that. But it was still pretty cool.
Co-host, Marney Winfield.
And if they don't get that sincere messaging, then they're not going to have that conversation on a level where maybe you can get through to them.
And special guest, Cori Smoker.
I don't want to hear the here over here, but then I know what you're skipping down the street over there doing, you know?
Got your ass.
It is the 5th of December, 2025. My name's Cori Winfield.
My name's Marney Winfield.
I'm Cori Smoker.
Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. How are you guys today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good, just hanging out a little bit.
You've been working hard over there.
Yeah, maybe.
You have been.
No, yeah, I've been putting together this little video that I have, like the first teaser trailer clip. There you go. That's the word I was looking for, not trip, clip. And yeah, I think I'm ready to unleash it to the world, but I just got to figure out what to call it. That's kind of an important thing, I guess. If you're trying to get people to watch your videos on YouTube and stuff, you can't just call it like cool video with Matt.
You could, but
You want something more
catchy.
Yeah, and like if people are looking for something, I wanted to figure out what would they get out of this video that could help them.
Right.
And obviously substance use disorder goes hand in hand with this stuff this video is talking about, so it kind of lines up. And it's for our project for the Restored Voices project too, so
exciting.
yeah, and it's really kind of opening my eyes to what we can do with all the 217 recovery stuff, which I've said billions of times, or probably just like 10 or 20, that I don't want to use the 217 recovery podcast as a way to like make money. Like I don't want advertisers to like try to influence what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And some people would say, well, who cares? Nobody wants to influence what you're saying, Cori. But all the clips that we have, like the 950 episodes, like to think of how many clips, like really meaningful stuff. Like, yes, there's a lot of funny stuff too, Marnie. but there's some meaningful stuff in there too that really could probably help somebody. So like to now figure out how we can have Cori Smoker go through every single episode and pull out all the good clips.
So how many hours is that?
I don't know, a lot.
A lot of hours. How many episodes?
950.
And give or take average is
40, I'd say 45 minutes.
okay. So like 800 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You got 800 hours, Cori? Extra, just chilling.
So
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you pencil that in?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
okay,
In the
good, 'cause
office, right?
You can start 40 at a time. Yeah, that's crazy to think about that.
It is.
Where am I doing this at?
That's just listening. You got to edit it and
All day, every day. That's
Where?
That's what those ear pods are for. You got them right on time.
yeah, that's perfect.
No, that was my birthday present.
Well, we're going to open up the storage closet office, whatever you want to call it. It is an office, or was an office. Now it's a huge storage closet. We were thinking maybe we could do it in there. Nice and secluded. Nice view of a fence.
It's probably some version of like torture somewhere.
And if you think
This is
about
like, this is like, do you want to play a game
Yeah.
with Cori Winfield?
no, hold
That was
on.
the first time I told him. I'm like, no.
No, we need to figure out. Okay, first of all, we need to figure out how to rephrase what she just said, because that's not bad. And if you think about back to the office thing, the storage unit, closet office, it's the reverse of this office. So you'd kind of be like me, but the opposite end of
That's
the
true.
building. We get the same view of the fence.
There's something about the openness of that front area that is nice, though. I'm actually kind of jealous.
Yeah, I'm not.
I kind of am.
About what?
The openness of like the front office area, where it's like you know.
I was thinking like Marnie's office, so then I'd still be up front when people come in and stuff, you know?
That's
She just
Reading
wants a door.
just a door.
Just the door.
Yeah, we just have like 5 wagons in there, and
Yeah,
we just
that's
need to
another
move
storage
out.
closet. They're all storage closets.
we just have to get those wagons out of there
Yeah.
to make it look more. But yeah, you're more than welcome to use that office whenever.
Yeah, and Cori said something about Oh, or maybe it was you, Marney, about the let's play a game with Cori. Because
That was me.
yeah, let me explain what happened. Happened was I lost a couple pounds, and my wedding ring has been scaring me to wear the one that's cost a few dollars. I have a backup because I think we had to send that one in for repair or something. So I bought like a backup from Walmart for like $30. So that's what I'm wearing right now. Well, the other day I thought, you know what? I'm going to put on the nice one today because I want to feel fancy or whatever. And I put it on.
Oh,
and,
it was your nice one?
Yeah.
yeah.
This is real one.
I wonder why that face was like.
Yeah. And I had to clean up the car because we were taking it somewhere. So I'm in here at the office and I come back in to try to find a snow brush that wasn't here. And when I was walking back, I remember I took my glove off, but like I didn't realize this till I was in the middle of my massage. And I realized like my ring is not on my finger no more. It's like the whole time I can't even really like, if I want to say enjoy the massage. Oh, I was enjoying the rub down from that woman. Oh, and I couldn't do it because like the whole time like, where's my ring? Where's my ring? Oh my God, Marnie's gonna kill me. Where's my ring? Where's my ring? And get done. And she's like, so how you feel? I'm like, well, I'm pretty stressed because I can't find my wedding ring. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to get out of here. So I come here and that's the first thing I walk in. Cori's at her desk and I'm like, you want to play a game? I kind of did it like.
And I was like,
Saw movie.
no.
Yeah, it was like, it's called Find My Wedding Ring. I just like threw my coat. I was like, threw it on the chair up front. And
So then he did say find his wedding ring, and I was like up and at it.
yeah, and it was right where I was hoping it would be. It's like when I took the glove off because I was like, man, if it's in the car or if it was at the dealership because I'd taken the other vehicle into there, and I was just like, oh my God.
I was
found it.
thinking it was like, I don't know, play a game, and then I was gonna have to like do more work, or I don't know. And I'm like, no, I didn't know.
Somehow there's a catch in there that does not work out well for you.
Yeah, or you like walked into a spider web, and now I'm like, I've been working and doing, and I haven't really been, dusting the spider webs. So now I got to get on that. And, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing great. But moral of the story is you found it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was relieved.
Yeah. But the way you said that, though, it was just like when you have Cori say you want to come play a game, and then that was the first time I had to tell him no, and I'm like, wait a minute, this just sounded horrible what you just said.
Well, I wasn't going there.
I
With this,
don't think any of us would have even caught that.
Well, on this podcast, you have to be like quick with what you're hearing sometimes. Sometimes you go back and hear it later and you're like, damn, why didn't I catch that?
Yeah.
Especially
I think that's when you do podcasts with the other people that you have done them before.
You wanted to say Justin so bad. But no, and I did a podcast with Justin last week, was it? Or a week before? I don't remember. But it was a really good podcast. I enjoyed that. I had fun with Justin that day.
You know, it's interesting when we were thinking, I'm just kind of like thinking back about like fine jewelry, if you will, and like things that we have of that are substantially like costly, right? Mm-hmm. We have those things in our lives now. But I mean, I remember there was a time in my life that anything that I had that had any kind of value, like I was so quick to pawn it. I mean, I'm not even take the time to sell it. Like I'm not even take the time to like post it to like.
Yeah. To like maybe get more value out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I remember like pawning my laptop and then like paying on it to get it back out. It was just like that time period. I mean, when I'm just that chapter of my life was so like looking back, it's so unreal that it was actually that's how I functioned. But I mean, stuff that I had been given when I was like a child, like, that I mean, I didn't wear, but like I owned them. But I just was like, this is worth $30-$40. And so I just it didn't even occur to me like I might want to hand this down to somebody someday. Like that was not even in the front of my head. So that's just really sad to think about that. But also makes me happy that that's not even, that's not even close to the person that I am now.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of like the opposite. Like I never had any like monetary big valuable things, but just the few things that I did have, like I hung on really tight to them and just made sure like that they were always there and protected. Like, people come over to the house or I go somewhere, like that would be like my first things I'd be looking for to make sure that they're safe. And one of my other like big things that was a monetary value is I always saved my quarters as being a waitress. And that's how I ended up going on vacation, or that was always my like reserve fund. And how many times them had been taken from me.
Oh, yeah. By having people over to your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family including.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you can't pick your family, they say.
Oh, and just the company you keep, that just speaks to,
yeah.
I mean, like, not even talking about family, but I mean, that too, but just the population of people that, when you're in substance use, when you're in addiction, active addiction, like, those people are not your friends.
No.
Like, they would take from you and then help you look for it.
Yeah.
For real. It's seriously has happened to me, and then it's just, it's just, you don't even, I think that we're just so blinded.
But I don't think we really realize it then, or another part. Like, I do remember kind of reflecting on this, like maybe in my second year of recovery, of like some of them people I kept around because I thought I was better then. Mm-hmm. And so it made me feel better about where I was at, what I was doing.
That's true.
Interesting.
Obviously.
What?
Nothing.
They're staring at me.
I don't know. Waiting for you to put your
2 cents.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, actually,
I was one of those people that stole from you and helped you look for it. That's what he's going to say.
no. I was not. I was
okay.
not that person.
That's good.
But
I don't think
if
Cori
you left
was
some
gonna give
change
you
out and I
anything.
needed some, but very rare, I would say. But I'm sure it did happen, probably more than I would like to admit. But I wouldn't like just like blatantly steal from people. It was going towards liquor, and I was going to pay them back. That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I can relate to that. I used to take video games and movies and whatever I could have. I would go through whatever, to try to take to the pawn shop and just sell it. I wasn't trying to get it back, but I was just like, where can I take this to, and how can I get some money? Yeah, and those days weren't fun, obviously, but it's good to be where we're at now, and we had to go through the things that we went through to appreciate the things we have now. Mm-hmm. And the way everybody in this room looks at recovery is way different than even my mom, who has seen me struggling and now in recovery. It's still different for her. It's different for the guy who's working at the store. It's different for everybody, like for my younger brother, my stepdad, people that aren't in recovery. It's just something that Cori, oh, cool, he just stopped drinking, he changed his life. That's cool. And my brother and stepfather know the extremes that I went through, but they don't know.
But they're not there every day seeing
No.
the hard work that we're doing every day.
They didn't see the stuff I went through every day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that you guys went through every day. That's what we.
Or even now, the stuff that we
appreciate.
still, the challenges we face in recovery, and how we go through them, and how we handle them, and how, we make a conscious decision to feel some of this ugly emotional crap that we have to feel, instead of destroying ourselves because of what we have today and the value of what recovery is for us and what it's done for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to go back there. Even when we were, it's like there's a building on fire and we're all trying to run out, but every time we go to a different room, that room's on fire too. That's what it seems like. Then you get to a safe room and you're like, oh no, and then that's on fire. And it seems like that's what it's always like. And then you get to that last room and you're like, oh God, it's not on fire yet. But it's going to be, but it doesn't have to be, like that could be the room. But is that another horrible analogy?
Well, it reminded me of the one that I have heard that says it's like changing seats on the Titanic.
Okay, I haven't heard that one, but yeah, you're still
Like
going down.
you're trying to figure out a way to quit, and you try all these different ways, all these different I don't want to say half-ass, but not really fully accepting that, to be clean and sober, you have to be completely clean and sober. Mm-hmm. And so whether it's switching from one drug to another, or trying day drinking instead of night drinking, or weekend drinking, or, whatever your screwed up ideas are wine to beer, beer to wine, no shots, all that thing. It just ends up leading, at least for me, it always led me back to where I started, or worse.
Or you can get on that lifeboat.
Get on that lifeboat.
It's hard, though.
It's
I got
very
a job.
hard.
What am I supposed to
And
do?
it's really
People are gonna
uncomfortable,
know.
and there's not a lot of space.
No, there was a gentleman who I've been talking to, and he was really not upset, but concerned about, like, well, what are people going to think, and what are they going to know, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, yeah, I don't think you'll be worrying about those friends anymore. But I didn't say it like that, but I kind of did. I was like, well, you'll be surprised of how your friends change, and how the people you hang out with, won't hang out with anymore because you're not doing that same stuff anymore. And then people that do drink and they get drunk, and not everybody that drinks gets drunk, but the people that are and do, you really won't want to hang out with them at all because hanging out with drunk people is just not fun. But he was just really, really so concerned with what people are going to think. And I thought, maybe this is a good thing because fear ultimately is what kicked me in the ass to go, okay, we got to take this serious. The fear of being that person who kills someone in a drunk driving accident. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't drink and drive. I'm sure if you'd have pulled me over at certain times, you would have got me. But I wasn't like always, let's go to the bar on Saturday. I'm driving. Let's go. That wasn't me. I like drinking too much. I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't want to kill anybody. So that was Cori Smoker.
Yes, it was.
That was her kind of
Oh my
person.
gosh.
See, I was like, nope, you're not going to catch me because I like it. Need it. It's my friend. So
We were just hoping that someone would either take us back or my mom would answer and pick us up or something. But all right, I guess I got to drive back, guys.
but there are those kind of too. And I don't even know where I was going with this story or what I was even talking about, but that's what I meant.
Worrying about what people think of us.
Yeah.
Exactly. What, that I have Alzheimer's? And I have CRS? I could remember those initials, couldn't I? Mm-hmm.
What's that mean?
I don't remember. Because I can't remember shit.
Oh my gosh.
No, but yeah, when you start thinking about what people think about you and this and that, and I don't know, it could be a fear that could help someone, because like I said, my fear was being that. And I think that's what made me, when I walked into the treatment center last time, go, look, dude, this isn't a game anymore. Like these blackouts, like nobody explained to me like what a blackout was. I just thought it was something, I cheated on my wife. Oh, I blacked out. Oops, sorry, honey. Like, oh, that dude, he's such a putz, he's just lying. But no, and then you have the blackouts and then you realize, holy shit, like there's days gone that I don't remember. So that fear kind of pushed me forward a little bit. So hopefully the fear, I don't know, fear of embarrassment or I guess that's what my
it's a fear of
would
like
be.
being lonely, right? Their fear of losing all them friends, their fear of what they're thinking of them. And I remember sitting right in that spot, 27 years old. And I was like, here I am again. And now I got to be sober and they don't. And I felt left out. I felt not wanted to be part of the group anymore. I wasn't cool. And I felt like I wasn't socially accepted anymore. The phone stopped ringing. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? I'm never going to be able to do any of this stuff again. Canoeing, trips, baseball games, any of that. And I remember someone telling me like that I had to change that group. And I was like, no, I grew up with these people. Our moms and this, that, and our kids, you know what I mean? And I remember, I'm like, no, I can't ever change that. How do you become friends with people that you've only known for a year and, you know what I mean, do these things with? Like, I couldn't fathom that. And now today, like, I 100% totally agree with what was told to me. I wasn't ready to hear it then.
What
But
about you, Marney?
I don't think anybody's ready to hear that when you're just getting clean.
What about like the whole like fear of what people thought about you and
Not really. That wasn't really applicable to me. I mean, I was so sick. I was so just in my addiction that when they talk about rock bottom, I mean, I literally was sickly, like couldn't function. It wasn't like I got pulled over and, there was like I was out partying. I was like, I couldn't even keep alcohol down. And so it was basically like, do I go back to the hospital? And yes, I said back because I had gone multiple times when I've tried to detox and because I was prone to seizures from withdrawing. And so they would always take me in, whether I stayed there for a day or sometimes multiple days. But it was just, I was just reflecting on it, and I was sober enough, I remember, and I was at my mom's house, and she was like, do you need me to go get alcohol? Because she knew that I would seizure if I didn't like taper. And I was like, and she went and got it, and then she had poured me a drink, and of course she doesn't know what she's doing, and I had it like next to, and I was in her bed, and I was next to her bedstand, and I was just like, I'm so tired of this. And I'd said this stuff before in multiple scenarios, but I was now not in another state in an ex-boyfriend's couch. It was like I was at my mom's house in her beautiful, comfortable bed. And I was so sick, and she was like catering to me, buying me alcohol. And I'm like, what is this? Everything is wrong with this picture. Like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I was just like, I'm tired of this, and this needs to be my decision, and I need to choose to go, because she had stopped saying you need to go to treatment, because I was like, I will let you know when I want to do something about this. And then I was just like, make the call. Let's do it. I got to go. So that's how I ended up at the last treatment center that I was at.
I heard it a little different from God. He said that you prayed, you were like, God, let me meet my husband there. I want to go to this treatment center and meet my man. Man
Nice
of my dreams,
Cori.
Lord. Let the man of my dreams be working there.
No, I was not
Have him
thinking
give me
about
some peanut butter, give him some candy. Let me get him some candy. He's going
anything else.
to leave his vape out and I'll steal it.
I was thinking, like, let me not have another day of like living and breathing. Get me through this. And I mean, I had been sick before, and you guys know, like, when you're coming down from alcohol or drugs or whatever, you just feel like death, and you're just like, oh, please, just if I could just sleep, if I could just not feel sick, because I didn't remember what it felt like to not feel sick. I only ever knew nausea and like exhaustion, and everything seemed so hard. Taking a shower seemed so hard, like, you know. So it was just, I wasn't functioning. I was not functioning. And, you know, I'm sure, like, and if you asked my mom about this, it was just, I'm sure her seeing me like that was just unbearable.
Yeah. Well, back to the embarrassing thing. I think that did scare me too a little bit, but not enough. Like with the radio, when I heard that commercial that I did, and I was really drunk when I did it, and that scared the shit out of me, and I went back and redid it, and I swore I'll never drink on the air again. And I didn't, but I still drank, you know, like, so I don't know. I guess you just have to look at the fear of, like, I guess that could motivate someone if that fear is great enough, and if he encompasses that area of his life as like his whole life, I guess. Because if I would have like took my radio career and like said, no, look, like my radio career is my whole life, I should probably not drink because I don't want to act that way anymore. But I didn't. I just said, well, I won't act that way at this place anymore, where I think I needed to go.
You tried controlled drinking.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think too, there's a piece of it that if people need something to grasp onto, like a starting point as to like, this is important for me, so enough for me to recognize that I need to change. And whatever that is, whether it's their health, right? So it's like, and we always talk about like, you're not going to get clean or you're not going to get sober for, you know, your wife or your kids or and I don't think that's completely true. I think if you recognize that your role as whatever that you are to those people is failing, and that is meaningful enough to you to be able to grasp onto that and be like, I'm going to change because I need to be a better father, or I need to be a better mother, or I need to be a better spouse. Because otherwise I won't have this stuff anymore. My kids won't be in my life, and, you know, my wife or my husband won't be in my life, or whatever the case may be. And it's not so much an ultimatum thing that you're rising to the occasion, but if you actually truly, sincerely are recognizing that those pieces of your world are falling apart and the meaningfulness of the role that you have in that is at risk, then that's about you. Then you're making that change for you.
Okay, so what would you say to someone who's 36-year-old male, lives in Fort Smith, Arkansas, hates his life there, is drinking so much every single day. He has the shakes. Now it's getting around noon. They start coming on. He knows it's a problem, wants to quit, but doesn't know how. Like, what would you say to that person? Because it's probably not safe, and we're not doctors. I'm not. Probably not safe to tell them to just stop drinking.
No,
There'll probably need to be some kind of taper off plan, or I guess we would tell them to go to a doctor.
It's having that person recognize other pieces of who they are. So, like, if drinking wasn't part of your life, which you're telling me is this really upsetting, bothersome thing that is totally just breaking you down in all different kinds of ways, right? If that wasn't part of your life, tell me what your life would look like.
Well, I just wanted to stop at that time, but I
know.
didn't know who to talk to or who to reach out to.
Right,
I just
but
oh my God,
that
this
would
is a
be
problem.
But I think where Marnie was going with it in the beginning is like, people say, and I say this too, like, you have to want it. Like, you wanted to stop, not a wife telling you, if you don't stop drinking, I'm divorcing you and you have to move out. And so Marnie was kind of going down that road of, well, but she don't fully believe in, like, that wouldn't work, because if you're identifying that your role as a husband and what you value yourself to your wife and that role, and that you want to continue on with having a valuable relationship with her, and that's what drives you to then stop drinking and change, then that would work.
Yeah, that's taking ownership of your desire to change.
But again, that would still be doing it for yourself.
Yeah, and usually that doesn't even work. But like
Not
for
always.
someone who doesn't even know anything about addiction, like me, and the person I was talking about was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, 36 years old, was me. I didn't know. I was so uneducated about addiction. Like, I thought being an alcoholic was very similar to like having a disease like cancer, or you're going to catch that and you can get that reversed. Like, I wonder how many people think like that. Like, oh, I don't want to catch that. I don't want to have alcoholism. Like, do they look at it like that?
Oh, I was so uneducated that I was so judgmental on opiates and all that crap, when here it is, I'm the one doing the fatal one, the most fatal one.
Right.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Alcohol kills more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a, don't get me started.
It's it's just very mind blowing, but
but to just,
what do you say to someone? I have no idea.
Doesn't know, and who doesn't like want to feel like ashamed or like, oh, now I'm a bad person, and start using those words. I was talking with somebody at the sheriff's department here this morning or yesterday, and they were talking about how the officers are so busy, and there are multiple, SUD calls, substance use disorder, where they're out and they're like, hey, what's up? And there's a lot of questions being asked by parents and family members, and the cops, that they really don't have time to sit there. And do they know a little bit about it? Yeah, they're not professionals at it. Like, they don't know exactly every little detail unless they've gone through it themselves.
Well, then maybe they need to bring on a recovery coach to go with them.
Well, they're going to start passing out our cards, and it's like, okay, there you go. Mm-hmm. At least give them something. And, I kind of was expressing the fact that we need to work with those families too. And like, if the officers could let them know, like, it's okay for you to reach out for help, because you need it too. Because people that go through this, it's not easy. A lot of stress.
It affects the whole family, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's something I learned as well. And so then, looking back at generations, my family as well, how that, has been affected.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it, I think, not even realizing, because, back in my grandparents' days, it was just, you stopped. Well, my grandpa was in the Vietnam War, maybe World War II. I don't know. One of them. And, and then having alcoholism too. And then, so how does the older generation, it was a hush hush. It was just you stopped and now you do this, but they still suffered from things.
Yeah, I think Nam, and of course I wasn't alive then, but I think like that skirmish, whatever you want to call it, really brought attention to people, and at least soldiers and their PTSD. Maybe they were paying attention to that earlier, but I just learned that I had a grandfather that was in World War II and he got shot. And I guess before he left and when he came back, two different people. Mm-hmm. Everybody will tell you that, I guess, that knew him. They're like, he was a different person. He came back and he wasn't the same. And it wasn't in a better way. But they didn't know how to deal with it, So he chose drinking, and that's why I didn't know him. Mm-hmm. I don't know him. He wasn't around. But I can see, and I feel kind of sad thinking back about like those people and how they were treated, and how if someone did have a substance use disorder, obviously they didn't call it that back then, but they just were just, he's just an old miserable mean drunk and this and that, but they didn't know what he'd seen or what he'd went through, and there was no help for that, and you're just a man and get up and be better and go block those bullets over there now. And scary stuff, a lot of trauma.
Yeah. And like, I mean, my grandpa maybe socially drank, like he would have a beer here and there, but to know that my grandpa was an absolute drunk and, not coming home and stuff like that, because my grandpa stopped drinking right before I was born. Because for me, I say.
Obviously.
Andy stopped smoking cigarettes before I was born. And see, I can't ever imagine my grandpa smoking a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Right.
So weird.
At the bowling alley, or where did they go, to the skating rink?
No,
he's leaning against the.
Actually, I guess he was a very so he drilled wells, and then he also like trained and broke horses. And not from the day I was ever born on up was there ever a horse.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, you were a cowboy smoking Marlboro Reds, eh?
That guy's name was Winfield. His last name was Winfield, the Marlboro Man, the original one.
Oh, serious?
I'm just throwing that out there. A little fun.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
Obviously.
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, and there's a brand of Winfield cigarettes that you can get in Australia. Maybe New Zealand, too. No,
I'm going to go smoke me a Winfield.
Yeah. Smoke a couple Winfields before I go out. I almost ordered some, but it was like ridiculous expensive, and I was like, nah.
For just some cigarettes.
Yeah.
Well, what do
my wife's name on them?
They call rubbish is trash?
Rubbish. It's like British people, right?
Yeah. So then they were asking me if they could have a fag.
Cigarette.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm in Vegas, and of course I'm 3 sheets to the wind. I'm like, have a fag? I don't have any fags. They're like, no, I want to smoke a fag.
Let alone do I have any I could give to you.
Right.
So I don't know what you want from me.
If I had one, you couldn't smoke it. Like, what are you talking about?
I was so confused.
That's funny.
And then so he just ordered me another rum runner and took one of my cigarettes off the bar. Okay. Thanks.
Cool story, bro.
Well,
No, that was a good story.
Yeah. You don't know until you know.
Don't know. Marnie and I are telling some stories today.
Yes, you are.
We're going to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
Not this one.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I guess it's currently The Conversation. That's the name of the podcast.
Okay.
With Crystal Frost. And she's going to interview us about stuff.
It's exciting.
Are you nervous, Marnie?
No, I'm not.
Are you, Cori?
I have not yet looked over the thing either.
Yeah, she sent us like a run sheet.
That makes me more nervous than, excuse me, what? Makes me more nervous than just showing up. Whenever you have like, this is what you say, and then that's what I'm going to say, and this is what you say, and that's what I'm going to say.
Cori probably whited out all his lines and added his own. So good luck.
Yeah.
Glad I'm staying here.
No, I'm sure he's going to be the main player here, so I'm going to let him.
It'd be funny if I get in there, I'm like, yep. That's all I say is yes and no. No.
That's not possible.
So you've been sober 50 for how many? Coming up on 7 years. Yep.
That's right, Crystal.
What did it for you? Sobriety, recovery.
I don't believe you.
What if
word.
you try to do that? What
That's
if you
it.
Do
just
it. Like,
answer-
let's do fake interview.
What if you like? What's
Okay.
no? There's
All
there's a SNL skit that's what they do on that, and they just respond like, "That's right, Crystal," and then they don't say anything else. Like they answer everything just with one word.
Yeah. Are we gonna do it?
Sure, you can do a suit up. But I don't want to mess with her stuff.
Yeah, not with hers. Let's do our own. Just
Okay.
from the top of our.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
Welcome back to Currently the Conversation. Today we have two very special guests, Cori and Marney Winfield. And now our host of the show is Cori Smoker.
How we doing? Yeah.
I'm doing good. I didn't know you were talking to
We
me.
got 217 in the house today. So, I have Cori and Marney Winfield in here in the office today. And I'm going to ask them a few questions. So, Cori, how long have you been in recovery?
It's been kind of hard trying to find a 19, 20-year-old.
Sorry, I had to.
Cori
Okay,
Winfield.
back to the game. All right. So, yeah, how long have you been in recovery?
How long have you been in recovery?
Coming up on 7 years.
On 7 years. Marney, how long have you been in recovery?
6.
Well, that's one for Marney and Cori. You got to get on this. We're playing a game show.
I'm sorry, did you ask me a question? I
Okay.
thought I said almost 7 years.
That's 2 words. 3.
So if you did like, how are you feeling today?
All right.
Okay.
I thought we were still doing the interview. I didn't know it stalled.
I'm stalled because you put
I
me as
stalled
the
it.
host.
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
Well-
it's fun.
Because Marney couldn't do it because she's in the podcast with me.
So here's the thing: is
Mm-hmm.
if you
I'm going to lay out.
if
That's what
you
we call
if
it.
you're a host and you ask open-ended questions, which means like, tell me about
Explain why.
your experience with
Describe
getting
in
sober.
detail why you
You can't just use one word. You could. I mean, you could.
bring it
Easy.
on. You want it to be the you want to try it again, Marney?
What? No, I don't.
All right.
I don't want to.
Back again to Marnie's conversation with her husband, Cori Winfield. Everybody.
We have Cori Winfield in the office today, joining us for our podcast. Cori, how are you doing today?
Doing all right.
Excellent. So, Cori, we're here to talk today about your journey in recovery, how you started, how you got to recovery, and how you're doing today with staying sober. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. My sober date's coming up on December 15th.
That's excellent. How about expand on that?
I mean, it's just one day at a time.
If you were to tell me a story about when you were in your active addiction that kind of prompted you to make a decision to change, I'd love to hear that.
Well, there was this one time when my cat gave me an evil look. She was just tired of seeing me drunk. It was real emotional for me. It's tough.
Obviously.
Okay, so that was fun. See, but people will do that. Now, obviously, we're going on there because we want to talk.
And we have a lot to say. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
but I could if I wanted to lay out
What's layout?
where you just don't answer.
It's really hard for me to fathom this from you.
I've experienced it. Not very often, though.
Because I think
I want to make a sexual joke. I had to stop laying out on you, Marney, but I was laying out on both of you right then.
Because you were just keeping silent.
Yes.
Okay.
But obviously,
is that like this positive and negative reinforcement?
That would be probably
because I think of like when you say laying out, I
neutral
think of,
reinforcement because you're not saying anything.
Because I think this is what my brain tells me when you're saying, well, I'm gonna go and just lay it out. That
No,
you're just.
I'm hanging you out to dry, like just letting you talk to yourself, like letting you just go on your merry way and letting you get out of the situation.
You'd be surprised what silence can bring. If you give people the time, they'll talk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, unless they don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many interviews I've had like that, but not many. But sometimes you just run into some people and they just didn't want to or didn't care. And you're like, yeah. Mostly it was the rock guys. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird when you're like in that moment and they're laying out on you and you're just like 18 years old and trying to get something to get back to your radio station, and you're just like, and they're just like giving you those. And you're like, dude, I did nothing to you, man. But you learn later in life how to do that. But yeah. Anyway.
I'm sure she'll do a better job than we just
and
did.
I won't lay out on her.
I know.
But I don't want to monopolize our time either. And I'm really, really good at that unintentionally. So I don't want to so I think it's cool that she's going to set this up like she did because I think she's going to interview Marney with stuff and me with stuff. So that way.
Kind of keeps it like them key points. Not saying that's exactly how it will go, but.
I mean, if you talk to Justin Mitchell, they'll let you know. Marney probably will let you know as well. Maybe you too, Cori, about coming on the podcast and getting to the end. And I'm going, hey, did you want to say something too?
Oh, I've done that to you.
Yeah. So I don't want that to happen either.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know. That was a fun game though for us.
It was a fun game.
If you're listening at home, I don't know if it was as fun for you, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it filled some time for you.
But that's the fun that we can have in recovery today.
Yeah, we can do podcasts about doing a podcast and about laying out on people. And now you know what laying out on people is. So if your dad or somebody makes a bad joke, you can just lay out on them.
See, that just sounds, to me, that word, when you say that, is like you're just like going all out. You're just going to talk and let it out.
Laying out?
Yeah.
Means
like I'm going to lay out all my cards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'd never heard it before, but it might. Since it's a
it doesn't mean
radio
to me,
thing,
yeah,
interview thing.
Unless
I guess it's more like laying out the. I don't know.
Laying you out to dry.
Yeah, laying out to dry. Yeah, laying out the situation because that's pretty much what you're doing. It's awesome. It's fun.
Yeah.
If you're the one doing it. It can be anyway. But anyway, enough about that.
I'm going to practice some of that.
You should.
One word responses.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay. Well, we have a new format for our podcast coming soon, but I don't know when that's going to be. So just kind of keep following along, if you will. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. And that'll help you stay connected. And it'll help us to kind of grow our channel, I guess. So, yeah. And I don't know. Have a good weekend is what I have.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Listen to over 900 episodes on the 217 Recovery app that's free in your app store or online at 217recovery.com.